What's up, guys? ScrewAbout.com here. Welcome back to another episode, another motovlog of the ScrewAbout.com. We're gonna be testing out this off-road GTV. I'm finally gonna put this baby in action to see how well it performs in the off-road with all the weight and all the saddlebags and all the roto packs and the top case fully loaded. Pretty much not the bike fully loaded as I will have it if I were going on a long trip, because I'm still missing, you know, my bags in the front and everything, and you know, a bunch of other stuff that actually puts a lot of weight on the bike, you know, like the tent, the sleeping bag, all the cooking stuff and all those kind of stuff I still don't have with me today. I just have like some cloths and, you know, like GoPro stuff and camera equipment, tripods, my camera and all that stuff that it actually makes some weight. And I was actually thinking about filling up the roto packs just to see how well the bike performs fully loaded on the dirt, you know. I'm still not sure what kind of feel, what kind of road we're gonna be hitting. I'm actually heading right now to a friend's house. I'm gonna be meeting with a friend who is a professional motocross rider. He races here locally. He really knows some good places to test out this thing, you know. So I'm actually heading to his house. I'm gonna meet him over there, and then we're gonna start heading to the park. I'm still not sure where we're going, but I'm sure it's gonna be cool. See how well this thing performs on the dirt, man. Been wanting to test this out for a while, man, to be honest. Since I put these tires on, man, I've been wanting to hear like some sand, some mud, at least some gravel, you know, just to see how well this thing feels on the dirt. Because just a few times I have put it on the sand and some gravel with some road tires, and it doesn't feel pretty comfortable, you know. It feels kind of sketchy, to be honest. So I really want to feel that difference with the knobby tires, because these knobby tires, bro, like this Kenda Big Blocks on the road is not as good as a road tire, of course, but it doesn't feel as bad as you think it would, you know. Like it's just a thing to get used to it and get the feel of the bike, you know. But it does actually feel pretty good, to be honest. I'm gonna be meeting with my friend, see where we're gonna be going. Hopefully everything goes nicely. I don't get stuck on the Vespa. That's why I want to test this thing out, because, you know, Vespas are made for everything, man. These things are like our tough bike, you know, like they can go through a lot. So I just want to see how far we can go with the GTV with this setup, fully loaded. Like I say, not completely fully loaded, but sort of, you know. We're still 30 minutes away from him. Once we reach there, I think he's gonna load his dirt bike and we're gonna head to the park. So see you in a bit. All right, so we're rolling out. He got his dirt bike on. We were loading everything up. It got kind of late, to be honest. It's like 7:10. It's getting kind of dark already. We got like an hour left of sun. Not too worried about. I got enough LEDs to light up my road. We'll see how it goes. I just want to test this thing out, see how it feels on the dirt. I'm not 100% sure where we're going yet, but we're 30 minutes away from it. I think it's like a motocross park or something like that, probably. We'll see. He got a nice Yamaha 250. Pretty sweet. I think he's racing like in the next couple of weeks, I think. That's actually pretty cool. I think that's my frustrated dream. Since I was a little kid, I always wanted a dirt bike. And the first bike that I got is a Vespa, and I put it like a dirt bike. It's funny. I never thought about it. Yeah, look like we got here. See how it goes. because it's kind of deep. Oh man, I think that's too deep for me. Creo que hasta aquí llegué. Hey. No, ahí está. La correa. Está muy honda esta. Está muy honda. No le patina la correa. Hey, está echando humo y toda esa. Hey. Ah. ¿Será que le quito las bolsas a los lados? Bueno, se enterró otra vez, weón. ¡Ah! Puta. ¡Ah! Well, I was able only to go through a few 100 feet maybe. Definitely not made for the sand. For this kind of deep sand, I will say fucking deep. Esta no está hecha para esto definitivamente. Sí. Hey. Voy. ¿Te tengo empanizado o qué? Si quieres darle un descanso ahí. Prácticamente. Pero mira cómo está echando. Hey. I knew I was not gonna go through when I saw this deep sand, so I just wanted to test it out, see how far I could go. Woo! Well, that was what I would call an epic fail. It was funny, man, because I knew from the beginning that I was not gonna be able to go through that sand, because like most places here in Florida are like that, you know. Like this time I just, you know, I wanted to give it a try to see if this thing was able to like hit that sand and get the f out away by itself, but not actually. You know, once it gets deep in there, it gets stuck with the center stand. There's no way this thing is going out. Oh well, that was not like successfully at all. This is not gonna be enough. I'm gonna give it another shot for sure, because this was not the right place to test this out for sure. You know, I want to go to something that a little bit more hard. I think this thing will be able to cross even a river, or you know, like a small one, anything that doesn't go too deep, like in rocks, in sand and mud, you know. Like I think it can get away with it, not for too long, you know, just like for some short period of time, I will say, because now you're gonna put a lot of stress into the bale and all that, you know. I'm starting to head back home. Already late. It's 8:40 already. It already got dark. Not exactly what I was planning to, but I'm not too worried because I know I got enough LEDs on my bike. Actually pretty bright, man. I think I have to adjust them a little bit more, and as you can see, it's actually pretty helpful because this road got a bunch of potholes, and it's actually really helpful to have that on the bike. That many LEDs, you know. You may wonder yourself like, man, this guy has so many LEDs, I don't think that's necessary at all. But man, I think the more lights you have on the bike, it's never a bad idea, you know. It's never too much, because every time you have an extra light, man, it is really useful, you know. Those actually are really helpful to have now. You see, when you're like in a really dark road, doesn't matter how many LEDs you have, but the more you have, the better it's gonna be for your safety and your visibility, you know. I'm already getting home, 17 minutes away from home. At least I already know where I am. This was actually a not successful test for the Vespa. We just didn't go to the right place. So I'm gonna be in the lookout for another park, another trail that I can go through more nicely without getting stuck, you know. Oh well, it was actually kind of a fun moment to experience. I thought that Vespa was gonna be stuck in there forever. This thing is freaking heavy, and with all the saddlebags and all the weight, man. I think if I didn't have that much weight, I could have possibly go through that thing. And definitely give it another shot. Not happy with it. Of course, going through something deep like we went today, it's not good for the engine and the belt or anything. I think if I go through the whole thing, I was just gonna blow my belt, you know, because it was smoking and everything. So it's actually not meant to do the kind of off-roading for sure. And I was kind of clear, 100% clear that was gonna happen. I'm sure this Vespa was not gonna handle that pretty well, but I just want to see how well he can perform with the, you know, the performing clutch and all that, and with these tires, to see if he can really, you know, make a difference to be able to hit some dirt like that, but not that deep. I think if you go through some gravel or something more, you know, a little harder, I think you could even go through some mud pretty easily if it's not too deep, you know. Like, obviously the tires do help a lot, you know, like it makes a big difference. It does help to like push the bike a little bit forward, but definitely a CVT transmission is not meant to off-road, you know. It doesn't have the enough torque and enough, you know, performance to be able to like hit the dirt for a while, you know. Like, I think it would just like overheat or blow the belt or something, you know, because the belt is not meant to be sleeping the whole time, you know, and that's pretty much what's gonna be happening when you are off-roading, you know. So see you in the next test. I'm definitely gonna be heading another day to another place, something much better, probably like the Ocala National Forest like I did the other day. It's just that right now in summer it's like freaking hot. The Ocala National Forest is in the middle of Florida, man, and that the heat right now is killing, man. And finding yourself in the woods at 100, 110 Fahrenheit is not fun. This was not like an epic fail at all. I think it was a successful test, because now I'm sure what this Vespa can handle with these tires. And the actual test was to see how well it was gonna handle the bike that much weight on it. After watching all the videos, I realized that it actually did a really good job to get away from that sand with that much weight, you know. And actually this bike is like really heavy already, you know. This bike is like really low and it's gonna get stuck anyway, you know. No matter how much weight I have or no matter what I do, I think it's gonna get stuck somehow at some point, because that sand is really deep, you know. So, but what I really like, it was how well this tire performed with the weight of the bike and all that, because I think if I didn't have these big blocks, I wouldn't be able to get away like I did, you know. Like just having my friend push me a little bit from the back, it just helped to get a little bit of traction and just keep going, you know. But it's the same I say at the end of the video, this bike is not designed for off-roading. A CVT cover is not designed to do that, so you will be putting a lot of stress. Like, I'm doing these tests just to know how far you can go with a Vespa and what kind of terrain you shouldn't even try, because if you're by yourself in a long trip or something, you don't want to get stuck in a sandy area like that. So, and now it's really tempting to do the same test but without any weight, just to see how well these tires perform with the Vespa, you know, because I think this bike can handle a little more than you expected. The thing is that I was not expecting that much sand that day, you know. Like, my main purpose is to test the bike with like fully loaded, because that's where I'm gonna be facing those locations, like when I'm traveling and I'm fully loaded and I'm looking for a site for camping or something, and I can get to some location that it can be a little, you know, challenging for the bike, and that's where I want to know what the bike can handle, you know. Like, I do actually like these Big Blocks. I highly recommend them if you're doing some off-roading on your Vespa. This is a 130/70. The one in the front is a 120. I usually like to put a 140 in the back, but that's what I was able to find with the Big Block, and it does actually feel really good, you know. So I'm definitely giving it another shot. That was not enough. I'm not like really happy with that test, but we're getting there. I think I'm gonna divide these tests in 3 different sections. I'm gonna like divide them by terrain, the sand, mud, and gravel, I think. So I think I'll be making quite a few more videos about testing these tires and, you know, the whole off-road setup of the Vespa GTV. But well, I hope you like this video. Click that like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more great content and share with your friends. See you in the next one. Thank you. Peace.